Got some wonderful French beans already prepared there. I've got some leftover stewed pork. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Welcome to my kitchen. Another one of my mom's famous leftover dishes. She was the leftover queen. So we've got some leftover stewed pork. I will have a link to that recipe down in the description below, or if you go on CaribbeanPot.com, click recipe index on the top, you will find that stewed pork recipe. Any sort of stewed meat would work. If you want to do this vegetarian, you can certainly do that, leave out the meat. We're doing French beans, or you can use any sort of green beans, as well as bodi, which is yard beans, for this recipe. So let's get cooking. I've got a nice wide pan, one with a lid on a medium heat, and I'm just going to go in with a little bit, wow, went a little bit heavy there, with the olive oil. With some olive oil. If you have vegetable oil and you want to use vegetable oil, certainly do your thing. I'm just going to move that around a bit. And right away I've got some chopped garlic, and all the ingredients that I used today will be listed in the description, as well as on CaribbeanPot.com. And a small onion. I'm just going to leave that slowly cook. So I'm going to reduce my heat to low and let that go for about 3 minutes or so. I don't want to burn the garlic or the onion. I just want to release all those flavors. So gentle stuff. Since we're all about building flavors at this point, I'm going to go in with some fresh ground black pepper. I have here some fresh thyme. All I'm going to do is take some of those leaves off there. And again, my heat is on low. I just want to release all those flavors. Next up, we're going to go in with those trimmed beans. And I'm using French beans. You can use, as I said before, any sort of your favorite green beans. This is where you're going to turn up your heat to medium-high. And I've got here some wiri peppers. These are very famous down in Guyana. I have some left over from the Guyanese pepper pot recipe that I did. So I'm just going to go in with those. And you will notice I left them whole because I want the flavor from that, and I don't really want much of that heat. But again, your boy loves heat, so I may burst those as we cook. If you don't have these, you can use Scotch bonnet pepper, any sort of spicy pepper you want, or you can just leave it out. It's totally up to you. The whole thing now, we got to mix this. Next up, we've got to give him a dose of salt. And to help things cook and to really get going, I'm going to add some water. Just going to put the lid on there, turn my heat down to low, and let that cook. Well, I got to stir it since I want that salt to mix in there. If you're doing this fully vegetarian, what I would do, instead of using water, I would use coconut milk. That will add so much flavor and depth to this. Oh boy, it's totally amazing. Stir it, put the lid on there, and let that go on a low heat for about 15 minutes. It's been going now for about 15 minutes. And they're nice and tender. There's hardly any liquid at the bottom of the pan here. Just give it a quick stir. And here's where you're going to go in with that leftover stewed pork. And you really want to give that a good mix. Put the lid on there, let it go for about 3 minutes, and then what you do, remove the lid and we'll burn off any sort of remaining liquid. Kitchen is smelling absolutely delicious. That stewed pork is going to add a new level of flavor in there, because my stewed pork was cooked with ginger and a whole bunch of Caribbean green seasoning and all kind of nice things in there. This is done, friends. 20 minutes, you got a wicked dish here. Remember, if you want to do this vegetarian, obviously don't put the meat in there, but do go in with some coconut milk. This could be considered gluten-free as well, so if you're following a gluten-free diet, you can certainly do this. And it's that simple. So there you go, friends, a beautiful recipe in under 20 minutes, as I said. Remember, if you did as I did and you put those wiri peppers whole, you can take them out. Remember, when you're serving it, you don't want to serve that unless the person you're serving it to likes those hot peppers. Chris at CaribbeanPot.com. Remember to give the video the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. You're going to get all the latest videos as soon as they go live. So every Tuesday, every Friday morning, check out the channel here. As always, it's a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. Make it a great day. It's up to you to make the day that you have.